Run! Triple down!
Hello everyone, I am CoolGuy, and today we're going to be reviewing the Masterwork Better Devils hand cannon. Specifically, we're going to be taking a look at the stability Masterwork and see if it makes a difference. Now, hand cannons play differently on console and PC, and on console, we have the short end of the stick over here with Bloom. Why it's in the game, we may never know. Now, the Better Devils, since the beginning, has been a go-to hand cannon, and word on the street, kids call it crispy. Now, we're going to talk about that in a little bit. The hand cannon can be obtained from Crucible activities such as in-screen rewards, from the Crucible, or from Shaxx packages. It's of the 140 RPM class. For the stats, it has a range of 46, stability of 48, reload of 46, handling of 46, aim assist of 75, and a recoil direction stat of 88. For the sights, we have fast draw, a great increase to handling speed and a slight increase to stability. Steady hand increases stability and handling speed. Sure shot increases your range but decreases your stability and decreases your handling speed. For the perks, we have extended mag, increases the magazine from 10 to 13 at the cost of your reload, and flared magwell, a slight increase to stability and greatly increases your reload speed. Now the difference pretty much negates each other. You lose a little over a second, about a second, reload if you go with extended mag, but you get the 3 extra shots. Or you can go with flared magwell to get the stability bump, and instead of the 3 shots, you get your mag back a little bit quicker to fire those 3 shots you would have had with a little bit faster reload. They kind of wash each other out, but I go with flared magwell because we get that increased stability. Its final perk is explosive payload. Projectiles create an area of effect damage. These are our explosive rounds. Now the explosive rounds split the bullet into 2 damages. One is from the round itself that's tied to range, and the other is from the explosive damage. Now this happens simultaneously. The real benefit of the explosive half of the damage is it experiences no damage drop off. Now the range stat is unaffected by the explosion, so at longer distances, other hand cannons, a lot of them start to have that fall off. The Better Devil only loses damage from the round portion that's tied to range, and the explosion part stays consistent. It also says that it does area of effect damage, which means the damage is much wider, and that allows you to do cheeky little things like you guys saw in the opening clip, where the explosion takes out 2 enemies at once. You can shoot it up against walls or on the corner to get the feet of a waiting opponent. It does small damages with that explosive damage, but I've gotten kills like that and I've made people move with the Better Devils. It's really good in all areas of the game. Like if you really like running hand cannons in PvE, it's a solid option, mostly for the damage done to fall off ratio. Because once you switch to another hand cannon in PvE, you really start seeing that difference. The explosive rounds really help there. So, since it does have those explosive rounds, it feels good, and from what I can feel and what others have felt, the hit detection feels really good on it, especially on console where there's Bloom. And again, we're gonna look at it again. Not many hand cannons can do this, if at all, and it's registering. It's exactly what we want. Since the update on console, they kind of changed the bloom pattern when it resets for every single archetype. That really helped out a lot of different hand cannon archetypes, but with the Better Devils, when you have the explosive rounds, it just feels really solid with hit registration. But in PvP, on a critical hit, it shows 39 to the head and 23 from the explosive damage, resulting in 62 overall. A body shot is 46 damage, so 23 from the round, 23 from the explosion. Now, it has some really good ease of use qualities as a 4-shot kill. It's something I want to drive home about the Better Devils in the Crucible, and I spoke with Fallout and Cammy about this, and the only way to really test it is to get in a custom game and see where it's at. Because remember, damage is displayed in Destiny rounded at times, so when it says it does 39, it could be doing 38 point something to the head and 22 point something to the body, but it's displayed as rounded up, so we don't really know. But here's the deal. Across the board, this archetype does 61 to the head and 45 to the body. These hand cannons are mostly a 2 headshot, 2 body shot kill. So 61, 61, 45, 45, that's 212 damage. That's going to kill any Guardian in the Crucible. Now with lower resilience, you can get away with 1 headshot and 3 body shots. So 61 and 45 times 3 is 196. But most don't run that high. But the Better Devils is showing 62 damage again, right? So 39 critical, 23 to the body, and then 46 body, 23, 23 from the explosive. Now the explosive round Better Devils looks like essentially it's always a 1 headshot and 3 body shot kill, unless it is indeed showing rounded, cleaned up damage. Because it does 62, 46, 46, and 46, that's 200 damage. Most of your enemies are going to fall within that, and are going to be less than 9 resilience. If this is the case, it skyrockets even higher at the top of the list. When you do count out the damage like right here, I go headshot, body, 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 and on the screen we count the damage that was dealt. It equals 200. Now we don't know what our enemy's resilience was, so we're never going to know, but in the future with customs, we're going to get it right, we're going to get the answer. Now with all legendary weapons, we have the ability to masterwork them, and with a masterwork, out of the gate, you generate orbs on a double kill, and it gives a random stat bonus. Now for a hand cannon, here are our masterwork stat bonus choices. plus 5 stability, plus 10 handling, plus 10 reload, plus 10 magazine. Now I have the stability Masterwork, a 10.411 increase. That sounds great, doesn't it? Let's see if it's worth it or not. Stability on a hand cannon is a pretty good stat to pay attention to when you think about it. It's how high the hand cannon is going to kick up when firing it. So low stability equals it popping way up, and high stability, it's not going that high up at all. So here are our results, and I tried to make the contrast a little bit different with the weapons. I know some of you guys are colorblind. So the gold shiny Better Devils is the non-Masterwork. Now the textured purple Nebula Rose Better Devils is the Masterwork. And when I drop them on top of each other in a little bit, the purple one will always be full opacity, and the gold one's going to be half. It's going to look like a ghost with it. Both of these always have flared magwell, and I tested them 2 different ways, but it didn't really matter. One with sure shot for the most range, and one with steady hand for the most stability. Side by side, it's really hard to tell even when you slow it down, so I went ahead and put them on top of each other, and then you can really start seeing the ghosting. And when you're firing, there is a cap, so there is some small human error with this. So I did it a number of times and got repeated results the best I could. Now on average, this is what you get. At the highest point and the best point, this is what plus 5 stability represents. And to answer the question, does the stability Masterwork do anything for the Better Devils? The answer is yes, but as you can see, it's very, very small, and you have to ask yourself, is it worth it? And remember, with Masterwork, they're all very small stat bonuses in the first place, so out of our options, again, we have plus 10 to magazine. It takes a percentage. We don't want that on our Better Devils. You want to put that magazine Masterwork on a high round weapon like 600 or 720 RPM ARs, especially ones with a pinned or extended mag, because it gives you only 1 extra in the Better Devils. It's not a good option for this one at all. Plus 10 to reload. This one is what it is. None of these really are game breaking. They're slightly noticeable, and that's as intended. Plus 10 handling. Makes the weapon a little bit more snappy. That's not a bad thing. And then this plus 5 stability. You guys saw the results. When I make these Masterworks, and this is what I encourage you to do, you need to see what really benefits the weapon and if it has synergy. As an example, the positive outlook has kill clip, therefore reload is a great option for it. As a different example, the Raid Sins of the Past rocket can roll blast radius as a Masterwork. You can't just pull blast radius out of thin air. You don't need to worry about something like reload on that thing. Does that make sense? In other words, on some weapons, you need to look at stats that cannot be messed with. Things like handling can be added, so on some Masterworks, you need to look at base stats that are only made from the Masterwork. Again, like blast radius, velocity, stability. You need to look at your playstyle as well. So with Better Devils, say you're an Ophidian Aspect Warlock. That's what you made in the Crucible. You're going to see a small benefit from handling or the Reload Masterwork because you have that exotic on. Same could be said for the Dragon Shadow Hunter. Now of course, you could have the handling or Reload Masterwork for a slight edge to pair that with these exotics, and if not, in the case of the Better Devils, if you don't go that route, that leaves you with magazine and stability. And with the process of elimination with those two, stability is what you want, even if it's ever so slight. Since you already have fast reload and ready up speed, it might be the most beneficial for your particular build that you like running. Because you would have that fast reload, you would have that fast handling, you'd have the slight little bit more stability. And again, stability is one of those things that you can't just pull out of thin air, so that's something to remember as you walk through these. Off the top for the Better Devils, I would rank them like this. Tied at 1 and 2, plus 10 handling, plus 10 reload. In your everyday engagement, though small, these have the most overall benefit. Makes the Better Devils a little bit more snappy with handling, makes the reload a little bit faster with reload. Then I would have the plus 5 stability, and then last, the plus 10 magazine, because you simply do not want that. And one more reminder, keep in mind what you can and cannot gain. Handling can be gained from exotics. A bracket mod on your gauntlets or helmet can improve your handling. Now, you can stack the bracket mod to your Masterwork, or you can try to get the Reload Masterwork and then add a bracket mod so you can have reload and handling. Lots of moving pieces with these things. There is a scenario where stability might be your best option, and we went over that previously. In conclusion, the Better Devils is a top-tier hand cannon in every category. It has been since the start, and I've been using it pretty much exclusively lately with the help on console that Bungie gave us. I hope you guys learned something, and let me know in the comment section what your thoughts are on the Better Devils and how you would go about adding your Masterwork. Thank you guys for watching. Please remember to rate the video, and until the next one, I am CoolGuy.